Manston, a humanitarian catastrophe unfolding. The recent revelations surrounding the treatment of asylum seekers at the Manston Processing Centre in Kent paint a harrowing picture of neglect and suffering, a stark indictment of the UK's asylum system. Testimonies from those detained expose conditions so deplorable they defy description, transforming a temporary holding facility into a breeding ground for disease and despair. What was meant to be a brief stopover became a prolonged ordeal, a nightmare etched in the memories of those who endured it. Instead of the promised temporary housing, asylum seekers found themselves crammed into unsanitary marquees, initially intended for a few hours' use. These temporary shelters, however, became their homes for weeks, even months, a grim reality far removed from the assurances provided. The ground, their makeshift beds, was cold, damp, and filthy, littered with sodden cardboard offering meager protection from the elements. The sheer indignity of their situation was compounded by the pervasive lack of hygiene. The consequences of this catastrophic mismanagement were catastrophic. Outbreaks of diphtheria, a disease largely eradicated in the UK through effective vaccination programs, ravaged the population within the camp. Scabies, a highly contagious skin infection, further exacerbated the already dire health crisis. The sheer volume of illness, directly linked to the insanitary living conditions, overwhelmed any semblance of adequate medical care. The tragedy reached its apex with the death of one asylum seeker after contracting diphtheria, a death that stands as a chilling testament to the system's profound failure. Beyond the health crisis, allegations of guard brutality against vulnerable asylum seekers emerged, leading to investigations by Kent police. These claims further tarnish the already deeply flawed image of Manston, revealing a system where basic human rights were not just ignored, but actively violated. The former independent chief inspector of borders and immigration, David Neal, eloquently captured the situation's gravity, stating that the poorly managed and insanitary conditions left him speechless. A senior union official went even further, characterizing Manston as a humanitarian crisis on British soil, a damning assessment supported by the overwhelming evidence of suffering. The sheer scale of neglect at Manston demands a thorough and independent inquiry. This is not just about logistical failures, it's about the fundamental violation of human dignity. The appalling conditions, the preventable outbreaks of disease, and the alleged assaults highlight a systemic crisis that requires immediate and comprehensive reform. The asylum seekers, fleeing persecution and seeking refuge, deserved better. They deserved protection, not punishment. They deserved compassion, not cruelty. The world watched in horror as this humanitarian crisis unfolded. The UK must now act decisively to prevent such a tragedy from ever happening again. This isn't just about fixing a broken system, it's about restoring faith in the nation's commitment to human rights and compassion.